Alright guys, what's going on and welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial we have a mullet. I'm super excited to share this one. I've only posted this on TikTok and it did really well. People love the cut, so I figured of doing a step-by-step on how I achieve this look on my model here today, Odie. She has a really great style already. The thing that we were talking about of what she wanted to do was that she still wanted to keep the length. She wanted to maybe tighten the sides a little bit more. Up in this parietal ridge area felt a little too wide, so we're going to tighten that in just a little bit, and then also blend out that taper right there in the front. And on the top, she wanted maybe about 1/2 inch trim. So we've washed her hair and got everything out of her hair with the STMNT Grooming Hydro Shampoo. This is going to be more of our gentle cleanse. And we're going to prep her with some Statement Definition Spray. This is a new product that just came out. It's great for detangling, good for adding a little bit of grip and volume. Think of a beachy texture spray, but without the crispiness. This is also going to help it retain moisture. I always ask people, I give them a scent test to see what they think about it. This is going to be citrus, peppermint, aquatic, and woody notes. It's a product under the StayGold collection, so I'm super excited that this is finally out. We were keeping it under wraps for about a year or two actually. All right, so let's begin with sectioning the hair. I'm going to start off in the back. She didn't want to take any length off, so all I'm going to do is feather out the ends, and that's what I told her. So in just a second, you're going to see me grab my feather razor, keeping the same length, but I'm just going to feather that end out. And what it does is, instead of it looking blocky towards the bottom, I'm going to slice pretty much the tips, giving it more of a feathery look. I'm bringing everything down and I'm really just cutting that little top piece of it. So not necessarily cutting length, I'm just doing the surface. And pretty much if the hair strand is circular, I'm slicing it to give it more of an angled tip. Now from there, I'm gonna use that hair as a guide all the way up to my occipital bone area, and I'm gonna bring everything out once I get past this point. I'm using a feather razor from Mizutani. You can find that in the link below. I'll put all the information down there. So as you can see here, I'm bringing the hair that I just cut from the bottom and I'm using that as a guide. So I'm bringing it up to the occipital and going straight back. And what this does is, instead of it giving me a square back on the bottom, if I were to bring all the hair out, it's making that bottom end still feel a little bit longer than that middle area. So in between the occipital and the bottom, pretty much it's gonna go like this, right? Instead of it completely all the way out, I'm bringing that up to extend the bottom longer. So it gives it more of a longer shag towards the end. Then I'm gonna bring everything above that occipital bone to the top of the crown. We're gonna bring everything out and cut a square shape. And I'm gonna bring everything all the way back, vertical partings, straight back. Now, I'm not a super precision cutter. For me, it's definitely more creative to the eye. I like to feel the hair. I like to see how it looks. I try to simplify it as much as possible. This is the way I've always been. And there's 2 ways of doing everything, maybe even more, but typically there's precision cutters and there's more creative cutters. I would say I fall more in line with creative than I do of a precision cutter. For me, it's looking at the hair, feeling it, seeing the way it lays, and cutting to what I feel that I see visually. And every single head shape, you have to remember, it's always gonna be different. So on the side now, we're doing diagonal partings to the back, and I'm gonna cut that front edge where the taper is gonna sit right under it. So this is where I'm gonna start taking that parietal hair. This is probably the most important section that I would take my time in and cutting, because this is the part that hugs everybody's head shape differently. Everything on the bottom, especially if we're doing clipper cuts, it's almost not as important to worry about these edges because you're gonna cut it anyway with the clipper. But as far as that top parietal, that's a super important area for me because you're gonna see the haircut being hugged. And that part is gonna be different for every single person. All right, so from that back piece of the crown, I'm taking everything all the way up, vertical partings, and I'm gonna go through section by section to give the top square layers, bringing everything down with a feather razor. And after I finish the top, this is where I'm gonna go back in now with my clipper work. Usually starting with the longest length, so I have my 1.5 right now. Clipper over comb, I'm using my new FXONE LoPro. This one is actually not out yet. It comes out in October. Actually, by the time you see this video, it'll already be October, so it should be out. I got the FX3 I use this all the time in all of my videos and my content. My FX3 trimmer is my sharpest trimmer that I own. I use this for edge ups, for beard lineups, anything where I need a crispy line, I'm gonna be using that. So I'm pretty much asking her right here, and I ask everybody, I never just assume that everybody wants an edge up, but I asked her if she still wants this natural along her sideburn or she wants it a little bit more refined. She said she would leave it up to me. So I'm gonna refine it, but only with the trimmer, not with the razor. Because if I add a razor, it's gonna be super sharp and crispy. And something that I love about doing fades and tapers on women is that I try to still keep it soft. I don't want it to look overly masculine. And I feel like that was one of the characteristics that I had in the barbershop that allowed more than men to feel comfortable in my chair, because women do go to the barbershop, but they don't always want a super masculine cut. So I always try to cater every single type of blend to also fit the person. Asking a lot of questions, seeing what they do for work, asking them about their morning maintenance and like what that looks like, and me trying to fit the right style on them. So here I am going bottom to top to do that blend, right? We set the base already, which was my 1.5 that we began with. And then I use my trimmer and work all the way up to it. So now what I'm pretty much doing is I set the base, and then from the bottom to the top, I'm pretty much just connecting everything up to that. So I always know where that stopping point is gonna be. So in this area here, I'm using my Lithium FX clipper. I love this tool for blending. If you are looking for a tool that's easy to use, I highly suggest this tool. It's great for beginners. It's great for super advanced barbers and hairstylists. It's a favorite for a lot of people. Patty Cuts, if you guys know who that is, one of the best blenders that I know in the US. He loves the Lithium FX. I give it a new chance because we've had 3 revisions now of that tool, and it's definitely better than it ever has been before. Okay, so now I'm gonna edge that front. You can kind of see it from this angle now. Using my Mizutani Texturizers, this is one of my go-tos for when I do any barbering cuts, because with the wider teeth, it allows me not to have to cut so much density out of the hair. This is more of just cutting pockets in all the dark spots, right? I'm trying to keep a nice blend, and this really helps me, especially for long hair, not having to remove so much weight. This is just creating those pockets to kind of make those shades look a lot closer. Now we're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. I'm using my FX3 to cut right around the ear. Super great for doing that. The skinny body makes it super easy to maneuver. I got my Unreleased FXONE Black FX trimmer here. Followed up with my Lithium again. Now you get to see it from a different angle of me doing the blend all the way up, starting from the shortest length, going all the way up into that 1.5, which is where we started. Pretty much when you're fading, it's kind of like a typewriter motion. You got to go line by line, because that's what's going to create the consistency. So once I have the majority of it in there, I go back into refine, and I refine on every single haircut, everything that I do, because I really care about how it looks afterwards, and it's really hard to do it in one pass. So I give myself a second chance to go at it once that area is done to refine anything that I need. So here I have my 1.5, and I'm blending this right up to that base, pretty much where we started, really refining that underneath. And here comes my FX3 clipper. This tool is exceptional for clipper over comb. It's super lightweight, it has a great run time, 5 hours, which is our longest. So as you can see here, I'm pretty much just using clipper over comb to connect that short length to the top length, and just in case I miss anything else. We have Curl Cream. This is a new one that is just launched from STMNT Grooming. This is under the Julius Caesar collection. Love this product. It's super lightweight. I'm gonna start with applying with my fingertips. I rub it all in through my hands, but I'm using my fingertips to apply this hair. And then I would apply from my palms to my fingertips to really work it in. And especially on damp hair, you're gonna get a more even distribution. So I wanna make sure I saturate the hair as best as I can. Now she already has waves, so this curl cream is really going to enhance her natural patterns and really moisturize that curl pattern and give it some fullness. Now prior to this, if you remember from the beginning of the video, we used definition spray as a base, so it already has a little bit of grip in there. All right, so we're gonna get a diffuser. Diffuser is gonna help with frizz. When we're using a regular concentrator that just opens the air, this is what makes the hair look really frizzy at the end. So with a diffuser head like this, you're pretty much just slowing down the control of airflow. This is going to give you a better curl pattern. And with the little needle tips inside the diffuser, It's a great way for you to dig into the scalp so you can dry from the bottom pretty much without disturbing the curl pattern. Now, mixing the diffuser with scrunching, I'm really going to help the curls take its shape as it's drying, as it's slow drying basically. Still scrunching all the way through the back. I'm kind of shaping as I'm doing this too. Certain areas I'm scrunching harder than others. Working all the way down to the bottom, making sure I really get it good. And you can really start to see it take shape once I move out of this area here. You're gonna be able to see what it looked like before when she came in, and now with a trim and a cut and a shaping, you can see the products really help it give it that shape. Now, while it's dry, I'm gonna add a little bit more definition spray. So this is gonna give it that beachy texture. When you do it on dry hair, you're gonna get an immediate texturizing effect. So as the hair is already dry and done, I can see if anything looks frizzy or out of place. This pretty much gives me another layer of hold. Scrunching again, really helping the hair stay together. Again, definition spray is nourishing the hair. It's not going to dry the hair like you would think of a sea salt spray. Sea salt spray is drying. We replace the sea salt for sugar. Sugar salt is going to keep it more moisturized. Now we're going to finish off with a finishing spray from STMNT Grooming. This is our hairspray. Super light. I'm not spraying close to the head as you can see. Definitely letting the hairspray fall onto the top. Okay, so now this is my favorite part of all, is the reveal, getting them to see their hair for the first time. I love this cut on her. I think it complements her so well. She just went short not that long ago, so the mullet was actually her first time taking it down this short, and so I think this suits her really well. It has a good shape on her head, and you can tell the curl patterns are super enhanced from just applying those products. So yes, the cut is super important, but also the way we finish and style is also key. Putting those things together, I think, make a really great haircut and style. And especially if we show our clients how to also achieve this at home, this is something that they could do, purchase products from you, take it home and be able to replicate that same style. What I love about this mullet is that it's a mullet that fits her well. With every single haircut, there's only so many haircuts that we can do, is that we've tried to find ways to make it them. And so I love this for her. The smile is definitely what we're looking for. So again, guys, I will put all of the information, products, everything like that in the description below if you guys want to support me and purchase any of the products that I ever talk about. I have an Amazon storefront down below in the description that you can click on. I get commissions on all of those products. I always will update them so you know what exactly I like to use. If you're looking to upgrade any of your equipment, tools, content creation, styling products, I'll have everything super easy to find on my Amazon storefront. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this style of video and you want me to continue making it with a voiceover and explaining all the different things that I'm doing, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this video. How do you guys think the mullet suits her? And what other cuts would you like to see on this channel? So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.